Trump took to Truth Social. He said that the decision was highly partisan. He said if these tariffs ever went away, it would be a total disaster for the country. Walk us through the argument that's going to be made all the way up to the Supreme Court.
Sure, and the boss is always right. You're absolutely right, Jackie. This was weaponized partisan injustice at its worst. Politicians in black robes.
India is not the only offender. China is as well. Is the implementation of extra tariffs on India enough to choke Vladimir Putin?
Well, let's be clear. We have 50% tariffs now on India, but we also have a little over 50% tariffs on China. So there's a question is how much higher do you want to go without actually hurting ourselves? But let's talk about the India issue, because the only thing you have to know is that before Putin invaded Ukraine in February of 2022, India didn't buy Russian oil to speak of. Very, very small amounts. What happened? Well, the Russian refiners went in and got into bed with big oil in India. Putin gives Modi a discount on the crude. They refine it and they ship it to Europe, Africa, and Asia at a big premium, and they make a ton of money. Now, what's wrong with that picture? Well, it fuels the Russian war machine. India is nothing but a laundromat for the Kremlin. It kills Ukrainians, and what do we have to do as taxpayers? We got to send them more money, right, so Ukraine can defend themselves. And on top of that, by the way, the 25% of the 50% is because India is the Maharaja of tariffs. Well, let's talk about India. I would refer you to the piece I did in the Financial Times that appeared on Monday. And the Indian situation is very interesting. A lot of people don't know this, but prior to Russia's invasion of Ukraine in February of 22, India bought virtually no Russian oil. Let me say it again. Prior to the invasion of Ukraine in February 2022, India bought virtually no Russian oil. I mean, it was like 1% of their needs. So the argument somehow now, as the percentage has gone up to like 30 and 35%, that somehow they need Russian oil to cool their homes or cook or drive their cars is nonsense. And what I do in the Financial Times article is I illustrate how Russian refiners have gotten in bed with Italian refiners in a game in which they get cheap Russian crude. Follow me here. They get crude at a discount, and then they make refined products which they sell at premium prices into Europe, Africa, and Asia. It's strictly profiteering by the Indian refining industry, big oil. Now think about India when you think about the tariffs we're putting in place. 25% because they cheat us on trade, 25% because of the Russian oil. I ask you this, what is the net impact on the Americans because of our trade with India? Well, let's think about it. They have higher tariffs, they're Maharaja tariffs, higher non-tariff barriers. We run a massive trade deficit with them, so that hurts American workers, hurts American businesses. Then they use the money that they get from us when they sell us stuff to buy Russian oil, which then is processed by refiners, and they make a bunch of money there. But then the Russians use the money to build more arms and kill Ukrainians, and so American taxpayers have to provide more aid, military style, to the Ukrainians. So that's insane. And President Trump sees that chessboard beautifully, and you guys need to write about that. That's what's going on there. And in many ways, the road to peace runs.